So me and my wife transformed this $500 Crown Vic and turned it into the absolute neck breaker it is today. So today we're going to be talking about the journey of the Crown Vic. Yes, my wife did pay $500 for this car off of my cousin. When I first saw this car in person, I was 16 years old, and he had just gotten the car not long after I first saw it in person, and the paint job was immaculate. The red was beautiful. I mean, the car was a pretty clean Crown Vic for what it was. Until, you know, in 2023, when me and my wife went to go pick it up, I was like, what happened to it? The paint was all dull, it was chipping, but it was a cheap paint job from Mako, I believe, and you know how they do when they sell old cop cars, sometimes they paint them just pretty enough so that they'll sell and they don't care how long it lasts, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. But yeah, my cousin said that, yeah man, it only has like an intake leak, it had, it needed new tires, it needed the front end redone, like the ball joints and all that stuff needed redone. But for a $500 car, it's done pretty well. So the day we bought the Crown Vic, we drove it home. Even with the leaky intake, it wasn't leaking that bad. We had a couple of jugs of water just in case, but we took it straight to my garage after we bought it, parked it inside, and luckily, I already had a couple of 4.6 2-valve intake manifolds laying around, and I had one good one left, and we threw it on, fixed the suspension, and the car has been solid ever since. Yes, there's been a few things here and there, like the heater core went out, alignment needed done, but you know, minor maintenance things for a high mileage car. And when I say the maintenance isn't really that bad, this car has 250,000 miles on it. At least that's where it was at the last time the odometer lit up, which was probably 2 months ago. So it's probably got a little bit more than 250,000 miles on it at this point. But yeah, that's another problem with it. The odometer goes in and out, the whole cluster and the whole shebang. Common on P71s and all Crown Vics in the 05 to 09 era. But one of the biggest things we've done to the car was definitely finally give it somewhat of a better paint job. So I sanded the entire car down, primered the entire car, bought 4 or 5 Rust-Oleum black turbo cans in gloss, sprayed the whole thing down black. It didn't turn out right. I did get some runs in the paint, but I'm not a professional painter, so I did what I could, but it didn't turn out bad for what it is. And this paint, it's actually been painted black for about a year now, and it's holding up pretty well. And around the same time we got it painted, my wife bought a duckbill spoiler for it. Really changed the front, wow. Really changed the back end's whole attitude, especially with the tinted taillights. That just fits with the rest of the car, especially since it's been painted black. Also, another obvious thing we did with the paint, well, I didn't do it with the paint. My wife added her own little personality to the car. She's always loved the cartoon. Man, I can't talk today. The cartoon paint job. She's always loved how it looks, and a good friend of ours, Wills, he's been on the channel a couple of times. He has a bug-eye Subaru that has a cartoon paint job, so he kind of inspired her to do this, and honestly, I'm really digging the cartoon paint job. She is very artistic and is very good with art, of course. She can draw, and I knew that she's going to kill this when she had an idea for it, and when she got done with her purple marker and I saw it, I was like, definitely exceeded my expectations and turned out a lot better than I thought. And of course, her whole thing right now is mental motivation, mental health, and that's the whole theme of this car so far. And if you're a new Crown Vic owner and you haven't done much to your car yet and you're wondering what kind of fitment this is, what we did to, you know, make that gap a little bit tighter, because this thing was a monster truck. If you all have seen it before, absolutely monster truck. But we got Moog CC501s in the back off of Amazon for only $95 for the 2 rear springs. But when you go to order them, don't worry, it will say it will not fit a Crown Vic, but if you read the reviews, all the, like 90% of the reviews are Crown Vics. These springs are actually made for a Chevelle, and they actually mount right on in there, and they drop it at the perfect height. Does the tires rub? Yeah, a little bit. That's a little bit of rubber, but it doesn't really cut into the tire. It just rubs it, but there's like no cuts, no grooves. But yeah, so far, Car's been lowered like this for about 4 months and no major issues. Another big thing she did to the car was obviously upgrade the wheels. It did have 2012 5.0 wheels on it for a while, but we really liked the way the SVE NVX wheels looked on another Crown Vic online. And as you guys know, these are the same exact wheels that's on Reaper, my New Edge Mustang. She decided to break down and get those, and I gotta say they fit the car perfect, especially the way it's lowered, the way it's sitting. These wheels look amazing, real game changer. We also opened up the exhaust on the car, which only cost me about 120 bucks, and that's just paying for the muffler delete. Other than that, the rest of the exhaust work that I did was DIY. The only other thing that we did to the exhaust was I took the H-pipe off and pulled it down, and I hollowed out the two secondary cats, the ones towards the back. I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, why didn't you just, you know, cut them off and take them to scrap and get some money? One of them was already rattling and had a piece broken inside of it, so I just busted them out. I decided it's not worth, you know, cutting the welding just for 50 bucks. One good cat and one bad one, it just wasn't worth it, so I punched them. And I gotta say, it didn't make the car obnoxious, but definitely upped the loudness level. I think that is definitely like a perfect happy medium for a budget exhaust on these cars. Muffler delete and secondary cat delete, perfect. Alrighty guys, that pretty much sums up everything we've done to the car since me and my wife bought it. It's just crazy how far this car has came along. Like, looking at pictures from before, I'm like, it's just crazy that's the same car and that me and her did that in 2 years. But me and my wife had a debate the other day, and I was telling her, I'm like, this car's came a long ways, and I told her, I said, this car went from a $500 car, I said, I bet it's now a $4,000 car. And she said no way, she thinks it's maybe a $1,200 to $1,300 car. I definitely think it's worth more than that. Because really there's not that many semi-clean Crown Vics out there, and when there are, they go for like $8,000 to $9,000. So I feel like this one with some modifications, lowered, nice wheels, better paint job than what it had, especially with the cartoon paint job, the exhaust, the tune. I feel like this is a solid $4,000 to $5,000 car, but I'm curious on what y'all's opinions are in the comments, so please let me know in the comments what kind of price tag would you put on this car. Also, don't worry, the car is never going anywhere. We're never thinking about selling it. It was just a fun debate idea that me and my wife talked about, because I talked about doing this video, and I was telling her, I'm like, I bet this car is worth so much more than, you know, what she was thinking. Alrighty guys, I'm going to end the video off here. Please leave a fat like, please subscribe. It really does help the channel a lot, and it helps me out a lot, and it helps motivate me to make more content, because I've been a major slacker lately, I admit that. But I will see you guys in the next video.